Hello, everyone. Really quick, I wanted to point out this link that I put up here. I actually am starting to put the narrative lectures up. I'll do the budget and then the schedule hereafter. And this. So here are the grant templates, okay, for like setting up a budget and meeting and stuff. There's some links in here if you go to them that are actually really useful. So I went through probably 20 different websites based on grant writing and directions and guides and stuff. These are the ones that I thought were probably the clearest. Here's one of them. You'll see that a lot of their suggestions are practically the same. They're the same ones I'm giving you, and that's simply because like I said, there's a standard to this. Okay. There's some couple good tips in here that I want to point out, though. Watch out for these phrases. We believe, we hope. You want to be more clear. You want to be more direct. You want to be more almost like forceful about the aims and quality of your research and your project. Another thing, proofread. Proofread. This is so easy. It's so, I make mistakes in things I write. And so I have to go back and proofread everything too. So this is just standard. Okay. Little typos might not lose you the grant, but trust me, they do get annoying. Okay. Here's another one, the UNC Writing Center. They have these general tips. Basically, some of the things I've talked about, begin early. For them, they say apply early and often. If you don't get a grant, if you lose out on a grant, don't be disheartened. Okay, just keep sending out. Don't take it personally. Okay, be explicit, be realistic. Answer all the questions, preempt all unstated questions. Okay, so they're going to list out the criteria they want. They'll have their questions, explicitly and realistically answer them as to why you need that money, why you're the best. Okay, so there's some other things you can think about here. I think this website's actually pretty useful. They talk about things like audience, style, the budget, proposal, all that. Okay, so I'm going to talk about these briefly here because for our projects, like I said, these are just mock grants. So your title page and the introduction and the literature review are pretty much going to be covered by the narrative. Okay. So I'm only asking you guys simply for narrative, budget, schedule. Okay, you don't have to do a literature review. This is actually, this would probably be more for a fellowship than anything, but literature review simply means, do you know what's going on in the field in which you're applying? Okay. The introduction is more or less a brief sketch of some of the problems that the project narrative will cover. The abstract, we're going to be working on abstracts in a different project, so don't worry about them for the grant. Because all of these, like I said, all these skills that we're doing for the class here all basically work together. Okay, so if you know how to do an abstract for another article, you can do an abstract for your grant project. So all I'm looking for is narrative, which will include personnel, budget, and time frame. Okay, so those are the three things I'm really looking for. Of course, you're going to have a title page, and that's basically just listing out your names and stuff. It's good to get in the habit of being professional, of formatting things in a professionally looking way. Okay, because if you turn out a sloppily formatted proposal, it right away kind of sours people on the idea. The one from Sinclair College has some good links here, and some of these are proposal narratives. Okay, so if you want, you can go in and look at these and kind of see. Now, these are all science stuff. But you can go and see how these proposals are structured, how the narratives are structured, and how they sound. This would be from the National Science Foundation. So the NSF, it's a good grant opportunity, but that'll give you a sense of kind of what successful grants look like. And then there's this one from Candid Learning, Learning Candid. This has a lot of tools and resources on it. I think you have to sign up for the page, but I don't think it's free. So look, you can get fundraising, proposal writing, management, starting a nonprofit, transparency, strengthening foundations. There's going to be sample documents here, collaboration hub, blogs that will cover some of the topics about grant writing, about foundations and stuff. So you see there's just a ton of information out there on the internet, and it's really great to have all of these resources basically right at our fingertips, especially being that we're online. So I thought those 4 websites looked really good for their options, for their offerings. So I just wanted to point that out to you and kind of let you know where you can find that in our course. Okay, so as you're working on these projects, right, you have to locate the grants, which we talked about. Okay, we have to figure out team members, team strengths. We have to, locating grant application resources. We have to figure out what grant resources are available, what's our project, and then you figure out the narrative, then you figure out the budget, then you figure out the schedule. Okay, I'm focusing on those 3 for this class because they are the most important. The introduction, yeah, is important, but you'll figure out the introduction when you have the narrative, when you have the budget, and when you have the schedule. Okay, those are the 3 most important. Anyway, so I hope that helps, and thank you.